What's up, people? We're carrying on our rating ladder climb. We are at 1102. Let's see what we're going to get. 1100. Now I might even be overtaking my normal account at this rate. Okay, opponents Igor Gutsy Leak. Ew. Rated 1096. And let's do it in English. Why not? We've got the white pieces. Let's go English on him. Okay, righto. You can play knight c3 here, you can play this. We're going to see what kind of setup we get. This is the most common reply. Pawn e5, opponent's grabbing some center. Opponent might go for a King's Indian style setup here, we don't know yet. So I can just plow ahead with this. Now what we've already done is tied this bishop down to the defense of b7. Notice as well that Chessbra's got an English speed run starting from way low down. I can bring out either knight now. Now, do I want to walk into this? Let's develop this knight, because then I know that if I do this and he pushes, I then have knight g5, which then brings double attackers onto that pawn, right? And he can't play d5 to defend it. Why not? Because we've played the English and we have a pawn on c4. Alright. Now e3 is an option for sure. There's something in me. So yeah, that's Aman Hambleton does the English opening speed run. I'm just going to work my way through that. I might go through it a few times. Very interesting stuff, and it's quite an easy thing to play as well. It seems it's not like super complex, at least at this point. Okay, so what's going on now? So he's looking down at f2. The knight might have ideas. Now it ain't going to come to e4, so we can maybe strike that one out. But is this knight going to want to come into g4 and cause some trouble? Well, at any point I can push e3. This is one of the nice things about the English, right? Wait, can everyone stop licking? One of the nice things about the English is that you have flexibility about what you want to do with your central pawns. You haven't committed yet. But like in the Sicilian, you've prevented the d-pawn push early on. We have good control over light squares, let it be known, right? And I mean, e3, knight e2 is fine. Is there any issue with this? Pushes, I come round. I don't know, let's find out. I'm feeling adventurous. A big steaming, well, not a big steaming cup of coffee, a small steaming cup of coffee. Cheers. Well, it looks like, well, either he's going to start a queen side push, or he's just nervous about the knight coming in. So either way, let's castle the king. And still, we've got all this flexibility here. Okay, now what do we want to do now? What do we want to do now? There's a few ideas, right? You've got the queenside attack coming after this bishop, right? Trying to prove that's misplaced. You've got bishop b2 as well. Now these two things can work together, right? Because this pawn is only defended by that knight. So I'm going to push a3. I'm going to push b4. I'm going to start some trouble on this side of the board. Might stick the old bish here. Right, the minute this here knight moves, then I've got super eyes on e5. I've got a potential for evil here going on. And that, okay, well b4, there's no harm in b4 anyway. It's like a free move because he has to retreat, okay? And then, again, I've always got this, like, which way do I want to spin the game? You know, I've got light squared stuff. D3 really clumps down on these light squares here. But for me, right, so, I mean, look, a couple of options. D3, bishop g5, pinning the knight is the thought. Bishop b2, fiancatoing the bishop is the thought. Now that kind of runs into this start squared pawn chain, must be said. What about even knight d5 takes? I'm going to go for the d3. I think I'm going to go for the d3 pinny, knight d5 then. Makes a bit more sense. This is maybe something I need to consider. But should he come here? I don't know. What are we going to do in that case? Maybe e3 is still even a point. Maybe bishop b2. I could have played bishop b2 before. Alright, well, that's a clunky old move, isn't it? Here, or my knight, if my knight go here attacking this bishop, I don't like this bishop. I think this is a reasonable bishop. This is a poor bishop. Okay. So do we want to push ahead with this plan? Bishop g5, knight here attacking the knight. Because what I'm threatening to do then is take the knight, and he's got to take back with the g-pawn, or else he loses queen. And this knight can't defend that knight. Right? It would take it 2 moves, even if it could get to a square or it could defend it from. In fact, it can. b8, d7, and it can defend. So I'm going to go for this idea. And then probably knight e4, because I don't want him to trade off this dodgy light squared bishop. Right? I've got a nice little structure here. Nice little canopy I can attack from. Now I can't retreat to h4 because of this. It just traps me. Well, I say I can't. I could trade a minor for both of these pawns, which ain't necessarily the end of the world. Well, it's worth consideration. I've got 12 minutes left on the old clock. So this idea now just doesn't work because I lose my bishop. If I do this and he does this, let's say I take with the knight, h takes, bishop takes, my bishop's back on this square, these pawns have disappeared and so is this knight. So all these guys are gone, right? This knight is still pinned. And his king's wide open. But he's still got his knight here. So I'd like to push like e3, drop queenie in, but she can't go straight in there. I don't see any argument for doing that. I'm going to drop my bishop back here and see if he wants to trade off his decent bishop for my decent bishop. But then I get fe, and we've opened up, there we go, look. And look at the pawnage I've got going on here now. So I'm thinking even we could do boom bada boom over here now. Here, should he take, I take, and then I'm threatening a fork. Here I'm threatening a fork straight away. Takes, knight can't take because he loses a piece, so you can pre-move the recapture there. Excited about carrying on my road to 1700 series as well. Had a good win yesterday. Had a really good session with Craig as well, Chess Bootcamp Live, with a couple of absolutely fiendish puzzles at the start. All on a particular theme of using attack as a form of defense when you're in an apparently hopeless situation. Okay. Alright, he's going for this old chestnut, isn't he? Yeah, I missed that. I missed the fact that he had his queen and his bishop lined up. No, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I'll just let him take and I'll take out the king. The question is, what do I want to do in the meantime? If I take here, if I end up taking his queen, he has to come back with that bishop first, eh? Problem is, if I take here, I give myself double isolated pawns on the e file, and I think that really compromises me. If he takes here, push. If he pushes here, that's another consideration. So I don't think I want to. I could push on. I could push on and then push there, and really just lock down the center. And this knight is then, I think. Well, in fact, where the hell's that knight going to go? It can't go there or here or here. So if I push, his knight's going to come back. It's going to swing round, right? It's going to swing round to one of these squares. Push and then probably push. Taking, I just don't like. Takes, pawn takes. I think I might might be a good idea to engage this rook. So he's got two attackers on here right now. I do have two defenders, so I could move my queen. I think I'm thinking, you know, rook a coming over to d1. The question is, where does the queen want to be? Still kind of liking this, but do I really want? Or is it? That feels like an improvement. Let's just push up here then. Then rook a d1, and then I think I'll go for this kind of. Or no, not takes. This knight's defending the queen. It would be really nice if that queen was undefended. Something like this. If he takes, then I'm threatening this, but my rook needs to be there. I think rook a d1 anyway. Makes sense. Okay, we have a trade. So there's no bishops now on the board. It's a knighty board. Well, it's not exactly, because these pawns are still kind of standing off from each other. We haven't really engaged yet. This knight, I think, really does need to defend that queen. Otherwise, no, because actually, if knight takes here, it defends the queen. And look, no sooner had I said that than he runs off. Right. Actually, he's also defending this pawn. If I kick him, I think he's just going to go back there, yeah? Okay. I think we stick to the plan. I can't see major attack coming from him. That doesn't work. Okay. Rook a d1. Off we go. I think he's playing a decent game. Alrighty. Okay. Now the absolutely natural move is e takes. Reason is because I just repair my pawns. I mean, right now I have double isolated pawns. I've got one opportunity to get back a full set of 5 consecutive things. It's got to be. Also, I'm still preventing the knight from going to any of these two squares. These two pawns are doing a fine job. That one's defended. That one's defended by queen, knight, and rook. Okay, he's moving his rook to a semi-open file. Here, can his knight go there? Here, knight here. Here, knight here. That's defended only by the queen. Here. If knight goes here. Not really. I think I'd rather keep his knight in, right? I mean, why push this, giving up some control over this square and inviting his knight into the center of the board? 0 point in that. Is e4 a move? Could take away that square from him. Maybe from rook d to e1 and push e4. I feel like the action isn't on the d file anymore, seeing as we're not going to be trading pawns off here now. Yeah. So small improvements. Okay, you attack my rook. Oh, bugger. Well then. Could have queen coming in. Fortunately, this pawn is defended. That was just well spotted. Huh. Yeah. Okay, he takes. I'm not worried about queen coming into h3 with check because I can just come back. That's what I'd like to do. Now it would be check. If I had 2 free moves, I've got checkmate in 2. It's not a bad thought experiment to do. Opponent's now having a think. His move timings have been a bit on the consistent side. 15 to 30 seconds nearly every time. Fairly accurate too. Okay, so we've gone down an exchange here. So what I need to do now is to use my knights effectively. Now this pawn's undefended, for example. This is my least important. I mean, this guy's doing a fine job there. Right, that stops my knight coming in there. He might want to come in here. So I think now it is time for e4. This is a bit of a advantage for white. 2 reasonable knights. This guy could maybe be improved. Something like this maybe. Hitting the queen, getting her out of my face, also controlling that square. Not bad, and also now preventing. In fact, the knight can't come in. He can't come here or here or here right now. But I like this. Maybe what the reason of that is he wants to prevent me from putting my knight there. That king f2 knight eg1. Queen can go there or there, or back here. So I would like to keep files closed down. I think one key thing is when your opponent's got 2 rooks, I want to keep pawns on the board. Because I don't want lots of open lines. The more open lines there are, the more it benefits rooks. Okay. Is he looking to double up? I really like to play this move, and he's stopped me from doing it. So I think we're going to go down this route now. 52 seconds there. But he's still on 11 minutes. There, could just force the queen here. Do then have a pawn push. Could shove the queen back, really try and push back into the c. I'd love to do that. This knight move is just really annoying. Wow. Right, I'm going to hit the queen. That you could end up running out of squares a little bit if you do this, because this knight defends h3, yes? And she can't go there, and she can't stay there, and she can't go there, and she can't go there. So she goes back here, I do this, she goes back here. Surprise. I have to take the pawn because I'm forked. I'm not sure he's going to do this. If he finds, oh, I don't know. That is defended by the knight. Pins my rook and double attacks it. I think my only defense is king e3 and double attacks the knight, but that's okay. I am going to be I confess I will be interested to see my opponent's accuracy in this, because this doesn't feel like an 1100. And I hate saying it, and I know people give me shit for saying it, but you know, sometimes you've got to be suspicious. And when your opponent plays like a metronome, I mean, this is not like, it's not like clockwork. You know, he's had 52 seconds, 49 seconds, sometimes quicker, but he's finding really good moves in not a huge amount of time as an 1100. Okay, so this is an equal trade. There's not a lot I can do here. At least he hasn't got that. But again, 44 seconds. And he's still got nearly 10 minutes on the clock. And he's convincingly, you know, got the upper hand over somebody 500 points high rated. And not that rating alone should make you win a game, of course not. It's the moves that he's finding that I wouldn't expect from somebody of this level, and not just the odd move either. It's high quality, but I may be wrong. It may be that the report says that I just play like a complete dummy and just handed my opponent some good moves. I don't know. Maybe I'm still half asleep. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see, how long does this take, and what are you going to do? Okay, I have to take. Now it's 2 knights against a knight and a rook. Pawns are the same, so I'm still down the exchange. And he's going to... We've got 2 completely open files on the board, which really makes life better for him. Feel like my knights might have to be paired up against each other. This pawn could definitely be a weakness, and 58 seconds there, and I've really got my work cut out here. He's still got 8 minutes on the clock. Right. Okay, I have to engage this knight, I think. He can come in here. At least this pawn's defended twice. This pawn is defended as well. It will be. We're going to fight on. Anyway, right. He's preparing a discovery. King d3 is the obvious move. Can't go there. Can't go there. Can't go there anyway. And I feel like I need my king centralized, so king d3. And I don't feel the need to be on this side with this pair of pawns. I think my king's much better off here. Okay, he's attacking a pawn there. I'd love to get a fork on here. Oh, hang on. He's preparing that, isn't he? And that skewers the king on this pawn. And I can't see a way to defend that. Okay, I'm going to flag. I'm resigning that. I'm resigning it, and I'm going to check it. One blunder from me, which was allowing this fork. Not the easiest one to spot, but not the hardest either. And apparently my opponent played like a 1750. No, sorry. I played 1600, okay? This guy who's not even rated 1100 played 1750, and consistently throughout the game. Yeah, 6 inaccuracies, 1 mistake, 2 misses, which shows that, you know, clearly he wasn't getting assistance for the whole game, but I'm sorry. No. It felt wrong, it smelt wrong. And over 30 moves to play at that level? No. I'm going to go and also check out his recent games. Okay, here's his game. So he lost his. So he's played 3 today. Okay, let's just check out his last few. Okay, we'll check out my one as well. So this one, 81 and 90, and his opponent won. 81%, huh? Okay. And 50s now, with blunders. So he was white here, and he won, but missed mate in 4. But 50 accuracy, and then he's black with 74 accuracy. This is all over the shop. Now he's white with 78, playing like a 1250. Okay. I'll accept that. 80 accuracy, playing like a 1400. Here he's black, 80 accuracy again, playing like a 1400. Here he's black, playing 80 accuracy again against me. Oh, and here it says, considering his rating, it's saying 1350. But take the rating off and it says no, 1700. So no, so now if we refresh this, we're going to see the range of his recent accuracy: 80, 81, 56, 74, 78, 81 here, and he lost, and then another 80. Very odd. Who knows? Who knows? So not enough to report the fella, but I don't know. I don't know about that. Do you? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you think I'm just being a sore loser, then that's absolutely fine. But let's go back to the analysis and let's see what we can learn, because that's what really matters. I mean, you know, there's cheaters. There's a lot of cheaters on chess.com. We know that. Everybody knows that. Maybe you get less at high levels. Okay, so book. Okay, castling wasn't the best there. Center pawn fork trick. Missed it. Missed it. And that is the Italian bishop, right? This is what I should have noticed. Yeah. There, and there. Okay. Again, missed the trick. Now it's not on. Good move. E3 also, we talked about that. Bishop back. Now D3 is best move. I'm happy about this. And I'm liking my position, you know, but it's very balanced here. So when did it go wrong? Was it just that one particular blunder? Bishop E3 it didn't much care for. And I wasn't 100% sure about this, trading off these bishops. Both kind of powerful. It says drop the bishop back here. And now if this, it does say trade the knight off, and we are actually better. Wow. I thought about it and I thought better of it. But it was simply, white is just better here. Having given up that piece for 2 pawns, but it's not just any 2 pawns. This is what we keep saying. 2 pawns right in front of the king. You know, yeah, one of them's an edge pawn, but I mean, now we have ideas of a Harry dash and yeah. These are not 1 point pawns. This is the point. These are like 1.5 point pawns. Interesting. Okay. So I did this, it didn't like that. And now black has just got a slight edge. And this is a mistake. Should have just lifted my queen. But black only has a slight edge. And that's a miss. Oh, I hung this pawn. Oh, bloody hell. Okay, so he didn't see that. So he's clearly playing on his own at this point. Okay, and again, very, very balanced. And that just was here. Rook over. And I just said, look, he's taking the semi-open file. I missed this. And at this point, again, it's right in the balance, guys. And here, I should have pushed e4. That's it. So that's really what turned the game, you know? And maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just, yeah, my opponent played tight and I played a blunder, which I clearly did do. So, something to learn from that always, right? And what it was is that I really failed to note everything that this rook move meant, you know? So I just went, oh, he's putting it on the semi-open file, you know? It's almost like assuming that because my opponent's rated under 1100, then there's not much, you know, that his moves are going to be simplistic. Well, maybe. But maybe that's all he was thinking. But it also meant this, and I didn't pick up on that. The fact that I'm a knight forkable here, and that this rook move now means that the e3 square is protected, and my only eyes on that is the queen. So e5, perfectly all right here, and e4, and again we're just playing on. We're playing chess. But yeah, silly blunder from me. But most important thing is it's an opportunity to learn. And it means we're still under 1100 ourselves, I think, isn't it? Something like that. Anyway, so yeah, another lesson for today. Thanks for watching. See you later.